If I could go back to 35, I wouldn't work harder. I wouldn't chase faster. I wouldn't try to prove anything to anyone. That probably surprises you, because at 35, everyone tells you the opposite. They tell you this is the age where everything must be built, where pressure is normal, where exhaustion is the price of a good life. I'm talking to you from the other side of that belief. I'm in my 70s now, and I need you to hear this clearly, without drama, without motivation, without fear tactics. Most of what you're doing right now won't matter the way you think it will. What will matter, you're probably postponing. At 35, my life looked successful from the outside. I had a steady career. People respected me. My calendar was always full, my phone always buzzing. I told myself I was being responsible. I told myself this was what adulthood looked like. Every morning followed the same rhythm: alarm, shower, coffee, traffic, meetings, deadlines. I lived inside routines so familiar I stopped noticing them. Weekdays blurred into years. Weekends became recovery time instead of living time. And I believe the most dangerous lie society teaches responsible people. Later. I'll rest later. I'll travel later. I'll reconnect later. I'll be present later. I'll live later. Right now, I told myself, was for building, for grinding, for sacrificing. I postponed joy the way people postpone dentist appointments, knowing it's necessary, but convincing myself it could wait. At 35, I thought time was on my side. I thought exhaustion was temporary. I thought relationships were durable enough to survive neglect. I was wrong. The moment that woke me up didn't arrive with fireworks, no dramatic collapse, no movie-style tragedy. It was quiet, almost boring. I was sitting in a hospital room, waiting for test results I never expected to need. The kind of room where clocks sound louder than they should, where chairs are uncomfortable on purpose, where nobody looks at their phone because suddenly the screen feels irrelevant. The doctor spoke calmly, professional, measured, nothing catastrophic, nothing urgent, but something changed, because for the first time I didn't hear words. I heard time. I heard all the days I assumed I owned, all the moments I treated like renewable resources, all the conversations I rushed through, all the next years I spoke about as if they were guaranteed. I walked out of that building the same person on paper, same job, same responsibilities, same life. But internally, something collapsed. I realized I had been living on autopilot, not because I was lazy, but because I was busy. I had been chasing outcomes instead of experiences, milestones instead of moments, security instead of presence. And the hardest realization wasn't about mistakes I made, it was about the things I never did. The phone calls I postponed, the trips I delayed, the afternoons I sacrificed for emails that no longer exist, the dinners where I was physically present but mentally elsewhere. I missed nothing important in the short term. That's the trick. You don't feel the damage right away. It accumulates silently, like rust. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is not that success matters, it's that success can replace life. We believe once we achieve enough, then we'll slow down. Once things are stable, then we'll reconnect. Once we reach a certain point, then we'll enjoy it. But life doesn't wait at the finish line. It happens while you're busy convincing yourself you'll arrive someday. I achieve things, awards, promotions, recognition. But when I look back now, those accomplishments feel flat, not useless, just hollow. What I ache for are the small moments I treated as insignificant, the way my father's voice sounded before it weakened, the stories I half listened to because I was tired, the evenings my children asked me to sit, and I said, "Just a minute." That minute became years. Nobody warns you that love doesn't disappear loudly. It fades quietly through absence. If I could go back to 35, I wouldn't quit everything. I wouldn't disappear to a beach. I wouldn't burn my life down. I would change something much harder. I would stop rushing moments that deserve my full attention. I would stop treating relationships like permanent fixtures instead of living connections. I would stop assuming health is stable, time is generous, and people will always be there. After that hospital visit, my life didn't become magical. It became intentional, said no more often, not dramatically, quietly. I protected ordinary time, long walks, unproductive conversations, silence. I stopped measuring days by what I completed and started noticing how they felt. And something strange happened. The world didn't collapse. Opportunities didn't disappear. But my life finally started to feel like mine. Let me ask you something, not as advice, not as criticism. If nothing in your life changed externally, but you woke up one day and realized you had already lived most of it, would you be satisfied with how present you were? Not how successful, not how productive, how present. Here's the truth I learned too late. Time doesn't move faster as you age. Your awareness just gets sharper. And once you see how finite everything is, you can't unsee it. Happiness is not found in perfect balance. It's found in attention, in listening fully, in staying a little longer, in choosing people over pressure when you can. I'm not telling you to change your life, because one day you'll look back and realize, and if you're 35 right now watching, you don't need a second chance.